For decades, the United States has been the world's undisputed superpower, right? Projecting its military might anywhere and everywhere. But in a recent conflict with Iran, a nation with just a tiny fraction of its power, a really startling picture is starting to emerge. It looks like the superpower is actually struggling. Okay, so let's dive into this paradox.
First, just look at the numbers, because they're kind of wild. The U.S. military budget is staggering. It's getting close to $1 trillion a year. In Iran's budget, it's less than 2% of that. The U.S. has over 1 million soldiers, something like 13,000 aircraft, and the most powerful navy in history. I mean, on paper, this shouldn't even be a contest.
So this brings us right to the big question of this whole explainer. With this just overwhelming advantage in money, in tech, in pure hardware, why is the United States facing such a huge challenge from Iran? Well, the answer seems to lie in 3 very different battlegrounds. Let's start in the skies. The whole conflict kicked off with this basic assumption of complete American air dominance. I mean, the U.S. has the best jets, the best drones, the best bombers in the world. The thinking was that Iran's air force and its defenses, they'd just be neutralized, almost instantly.
And, this feeling was summed up perfectly by then-President Donald Trump. He basically declared a quick and total victory in the air war, saying flat out that Iran's ability to challenge American planes was completely finished. But that declaration was about to be tested, immediately. Just hours after he said that, Iran released a video claiming they'd successfully targeted and hit a U.S. F-35. We're talking about the world's most advanced, most expensive, and supposedly invisible stealth fighter jet. Now, the U.S. acknowledged a jet was damaged and had to make an emergency landing, but this event alone sent absolute shockwaves through the military world.
So you have to be asking, how in the world did they do it? The F-35 is designed to be invisible to normal radar. But here's the thing. Iran reportedly didn't use normal radar. Instead, they used sensors that detect the heat signature from an engine. And once they found it, they allegedly used a modified Russian missile from the 1990s to get the hit. It's a classic case of smart, asymmetric thinking, using clever tactics to beat super expensive technology.
And it wasn't just the F-35. America's awesome drone fleet took a massive hit, too. In just the first 3 weeks of fighting, the U.S. reportedly lost around 12 MQ-9 Reaper drones. But here's the crazy part. Critics, and even the U.S. Air Force itself, already knew these drones were slow, not very stealthy, and pretty vulnerable. They actually stopped making them back in 2020 for that exact reason.